know you can get all your interview questions, but not asking the interviewer question at the end of your interview could make you lose the job? Now, read this comment. You see, at the end, this girl said, it is also important to ask questions because it helped her to get the job. Now, I'd like you to see how interview question goes. It has different segments. It goes this way. Let me show you guys. First of all, it goes with maybe experience and skills. It depends on how they want to position it. But first of all, experience and skills. Interview questions relating to experience and skills, where they will ask you questions like, tell us about your experience as a healthcare assistant, or they will tell you, what are your strengths and your weaknesses? Remember, strengths and weaknesses, some of them we acquire them as a result of experience. Or they will ask you, can you tell us how you prioritize your task? This is experience. For you to prioritize your task, there must be a situation going on. Now you have to start prioritizing. So it is experience. They can also ask you, what was your experience like working with residents living with dementia? So this segment is talking about experience and skills. So for you to answer this question, you sure need to have the experience and the skill. That is the first segment. The second segment is all about knowledge and understanding, where they have to test your knowledge and understanding. This is a place where they ask questions like, what is your understanding about person centered care? What is your thoughts, or what do you think, or what do you know about confidentiality? Or what does confidentiality means to you? They can ask you questions like, uh, what do you know about safeguarding? They can ask you questions like, what are the common challenges you face as a healthcare assistant? This is your knowledge, this is your understanding. They want to know what you know. Tell us what you know about this. Now I move to the third segment, where they will ask you about personal qualities and your behaviors. This place you may have to expect questions like, why do you want to work in our organization? Why do you want to become a senior healthcare assistant, or why do you want to become a carer? Questions like, how do you show empathy and compassion to the patient or to the resident? Questions like, where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years coming? Personal qualities and behavior. Now, I move to the next one, the situational or scenario based question. This is a place where they will have to paint scenario for you. They can even tell you stories and want you to tell them answer. Now, for you to tell them the answer, you are likely to tell them story. In that story lies your answer. Now, in this scenario based question, they might tell you to describe a time you had difficult time dealing with a resident living with dementia. How would you handle a situation where a patient refuses care? What would you do if you suspect a colleague malhandling or abusing a resident? How would you respond to medical emergency? You went into a resident room, you found them on the floor. What do you do? A resident was at the door, banging, shouting, crying they want to go home. What do you do? All these things are scenario based questions that will require you to tell a story somehow while answering. Tell us about a time you worked in a team. This one, it is not a it can be these things, they interrelate, but you just have to know when to tell a story and when to go straight. You know, tell us about a time you worked as a team, and tell us your understanding about safeguarding. Now, answering these two questions, they are not the same format. If I want to tell a story about a time I worked in a team, I can tell them that there was a time we are short staffed. I need to go to different units to help. I was doing this, I was communicating. This is me telling story, and inside the story lies my answer. But when you talk about safeguarding, you just have to go straight to tell them that it's all about protecting the resident from all forms of abuse and all that. The last one, which is question for the interviewer. Look, you need to ask question. Ask them question. They need you, you need them. They are not like they are not doing you a favor by hiring you. You are not also doing them a favor by working for them. Both of you need each other. If they don't need you, they won't put advert for recruitment. So ask them question. What is the management like in your care home? What is the flow of information? How does report? How do you do report? How what necessary trainings is available for your staff? No, ask them questions. Let them know that you have goal and you have plan to stay with them for a long time. So what is that thing that they have to offer to you? So do not think that because you got all other questions, and when they say, do you have any question for us? You said no, it could cost you the job. I know you don't know. That's what I'm telling you now. Ask questions. Questions like staff, what opportunities do you have for your staff? Questions like um, how does the team work? Just find something and ask. I, as a person, I only ask questions based on what opportunities do they have for their staff because I want to grow old in the field. So I hope this helps. Understand that interview questions is not just no, it has segments. So whichever one you pass, they tick. Whichever one you answer, they tick. After they will calculate. All right.